What is happening, YouTube and weight loss warriors? It's your boy C-Dub, and I'm back with another video. And today I want to talk about my 3 years of intermittent fasting, what I have learned, what has happened with me, and what I think you'll learn if you do intermittent fasting too. So if you've never clicked on one of my videos, my name is C-Dub, and I lost 125 pounds eating one meal a day, or OMAD. I'd like to welcome you to the channel. I started this channel to hook you up with tips, tricks, knowledge, and ideas that I learned along the way in my journey to help you out on your journey. Welcome to the channel. I hope you become a subscriber and a weight loss warrior. Now, with all of that put aside, I sat down to do this video and I pulled out a notebook and a pencil and I was going to write down the things that I've learned. And then I thought about it for a half a second and I said, you know what? It's not really a great idea for me to do that. If I come down here with a regimented, top 10 list of the things that I learned, yeah, it might be clickbaity. It might be something that, people want to check out for a couple of points and see. But at the end of the day, I felt like if it came from my heart and I just sat down and talked to you honestly, as if you just met me today on the street and you found out that I did OMAD for 3 years, or intermittent fasting at least. I mean, almost 3 years of OMAD. What did I learn? And so, if you were to just straight ask me that question, the very first thing I learned is that hunger is not real in the society that we live in. We feel like we're hungry, being brought up on 3 meals a day and 3 snacks in between and all the different things that we've been taught since we were little. We begin to feel whenever our blood sugar is lowering. But your blood sugar lowering does not mean that you're hungry. All right, it just means you're switching your body to a different type or source of energy. And this is a huge thing to learn and understand through fasting. And I think everybody needs to know that just because they think they're hungry, they're probably not hungry. And if you can push through that a few times, that hunger will go away and your body will learn how to switch between the two sources of food that it has. And if you didn't know, the 2 sources of food that it has is glycogen and your fat reserves. And so those are the 2 things. And when you eat food, most food gets turned into glycogen and used for energy, right? And then you've got your fat reserve. So when that blood sugar starts to go down, it's telling you to put more glycogen in, but realistically, it will switch over to fat burning mode and you'll get used to it real quick. And after a certain period of time, the hunger will go away. But you have to be willing to grind through the hard part and willing to let yourself know mentally, hey, listen, this isn't even real. So hunger is not the way that we thought it was. That's something huge that I think most people don't understand. The second thing that I think people don't understand is that it is so easy to make this a part of your lifestyle. And I don't mean in the beginning, yes, it sucks. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not going to stand here and say that it's not a big adjustment from the way you've, lived your entire life. But once you get through the adjustment period, 2 to 8 weeks, depending on who you are, once you get through that adjustment period, on the other side of it, less cleanup, less time worrying about meals, less money spent on meals. You're able to adjust things. If you're doing OMAD like me, you can switch your meal time from 5 o'clock to 12 o'clock to eat with a friend, or 5 o'clock at night till 8 in the morning to eat with somebody else. It doesn't really matter because you're going to get a fast on the other side of it that's longer next to your short-term fast. It becomes easy. It simplifies your life. And sometimes I think we overwhelm ourselves with everything. We have so many different things going on. Now, look, I completely understand. Listen, I have a teaching job. I coach high school wrestling. I have 2 kids at home that are into jiu-jitsu and into lots of other things. My wife teaches yoga and teaches school. We have so many different things going on. There's hardly ever any time to where we can just sit down and say, okay, let's hang out. We're always on the go getting something done, right? But not having to worry about food all the time has been crucial for my wife and I. We're able to put that on the back burner and just worry about it once a day for us, and a couple simple times for the boys. So it's really easy once you get into the swing of it, and it will simplify your life. The third thing I want to point out over 3 years that I've learned is that you become a family with the people here in intermittent fasting, right? You are going to connect with people that you didn't even know existed in the world that are like-minded like you through communities like my YouTube channel, through communities that are on Facebook and Instagram and wherever else you are social media wise. And you're going to bump into coworkers and people at the gym and here, there in the clubs that you're in, and you're going to get to talking and it's going to get brought up and you're going to see that they do it too. And you get to be a part of some group of people that are like-minded, which I think is awesome as well. But I think the next thing I want to talk about might be one of the cooler things about the whole intermittent fasting, and you just don't hear about it all the time. And that's why I think it's even cooler. And it's been brought to my attention real loudly recently. You see, I just had, because I'm a school teacher, we got vaccinated and I had my second shot of the Moderna vaccination, which I have lots of friends and coworkers that also had and were really sick from prior to me going into it. So I took that second dose thinking that I was going to be sick. Well, I was not great. I still got in my 10,000 steps the next day. I still have not missed 10,000 steps working on 3 years, right? I didn't start at my intermittent fasting. It was November, but coming up November, it will be 3 years without missing 10,000 steps. But I just felt a little bit like I was sore, and dehydrated, almost like you're a little bit hungover, but not so hungover you can't get out of bed. But my point in bringing all this up isn't to start politics about vaccinations and don't vaccinate or any of that stuff, man. None of that matters to me what your opinion is. The point is that was the worst I felt in 3 years. I have not gotten the flu. I have not gotten a really bad cold. I have not gotten super sick on any way whatsoever since I started fasting. Now, I can't guarantee that that's going to happen for you, but I do fully believe this is because our digestive system takes so much energy to burn through it to make it happen that you just absolutely get the opportunity to heal when you're not digesting. And I mean, it's been, the evidence is there that the digestive system is more energy doing that than anything else. And when you take a break from it, your body can adjust and it can fight these illnesses before they get built up and before it gets slightly overwhelmed and put you down sick so that it can fix it. You're stopping the problems before they happen. And I 100% believe that. Now, I know that there are going to be medical professionals that disagree, and there are going to be people that say you're lucky, the last 3 years. But I'm telling all of you right now, I've never in the history of my 42 years on planet have I ever gone 3 years without a major some kind of illness. So I know deep down that it's because of fasting. So these are things that I think that I have taken away from it. Now, what is it going to do for you? That's the question that, I posed at the beginning of this video, told you I'd do both, right? Well, let me tell you what it's going to do for you. Number one, you're going to feel better. You're going to increase your energy if you do this for 3 years or for the long term, right? You're going to lose weight. You're going to heal your body. These are just things that I fully believe, if you get invested in intermittent fasting long term, are going to happen for you. Most importantly, you're going to do all of this without any side gimmicks, without having to pay anyone any money, without having to put in any extra work or exercise, although I would recommend that you do exercise in time. You are going to be able to get yourself to levels and places that you did not think you could revisit. I'm telling you all that intermittent fasting is the number one thing that I have discovered in 42 years. I've learned a lot about a lot of different things, but nothing has impacted me more than intermittent fasting. And I'm going to be around so much longer because of it. And that is something that I think that is highly underrated. So if you get anything out of this video, it's that if you're on the fence, you got to get on the side of intermittent fasting and give it a real shot. Do it for at least 2 months. See how you feel. And if you're not feeling better, then you can say I was wrong. But I'm pretty sure that it's going to change your life just like it did mine. I am on team intermittent fasting 100%. All right, that's it. That's all I got for you today. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for being a part of this channel. Please subscribe. My face is right there. That will subscribe you. And right here are some videos you might like. Talk to you guys on the next one. Peace.